Hello and welcome to Die Rolling. I'm Adam.
And I'm Shos.
Getting better every time, like just straight away.
I'm occasionally gonna just leave it. Just leave it
everyone
hanging and just wait.
There we go. Yeah. So tonight we're going to be playing
Horrified
by Ravensburger. So last time we played a game together, it was...
Don't tell me. Dice Through Time. Back to the Future. Dice Through Time.
There we go. Well done. She got there.
Thank you.
And during that, I kind of said, we should probably try Horrified because it's by the same people, and I kind of feel like it's similar in some ways. But we will see when we get to the table what you think to this. Chose's never played this before. I've played this multiple times with the kids, so it'll be my first time playing with a fully fledged adult, just a 2-player adult game. So we'll see how it goes. Right, let's go to the table.
Okay.
So, we have set up Horrified, and by we, of course, I mean I've set this up.
One of these days, Adam. One of these days. I'll set up the game. You'll come home and I'll have set up the game and you won't know what to do.
I'll be amazed because I work from home, so if you manage to do that without me realising, well, fair play. So, with this game, we mentioned this last time, I mentioned it last time when we were playing Back to the Future, because this is basically made by the same people. And it's got the same production values, I think. It's really, really lovely looking game. And Shos, you've never played this before.
I have never played this. Though I feel like I have played it because I've heard you play it so many times.
You played it by proxy, right?
By proxy, yeah. This
is something I bought my middleest kid for her birthday, I think it was. And so we played it a ton of times with the kids, and by we, I mean I. So in this game, we are basically going up against the Universal Monsters. So these are all the guys from back in the day. And Shos, I believe you have, wait for the yawn to be suppressed. I believe we have a story for you to read out. Now, unlike other games we've played, the rulebook doesn't actually have a story in here that you have to read. So, I know how much everyone loves to hear Shos kind of read. So we found something in the back of the box.
Yeah, right. Do I have to read it all?
You want to read it all, but obviously not the 1 to 5 players and all that stuff, but all the plot bit and in your best voice.
Okay, I'll try and stop yawning for 5 minutes then. A city screams in terror. A cooperative game against the world's most famous monsters. The village is under attack. Dracula, the mummy, Frankenstein's monster, his bride, and more are on the rampage, and your team of heroes must defeat them. Each monster offers an entirely unique challenge, and players can adjust the difficulty by playing against a new group of adversaries every game. Overcome them all before the horror overwhelms you.
Wow.
I know,
dun,
right?
dun, dun. Well done, Shos. You read that almost perfectly.
Almost.
So, for this game...
We'll never be completely perfect.
Normally, you'd have your characters on standees, but because we're playing from above, I've put them flat down for the purposes of this, as well as the terror track, which is at the top left of the screen there. However, the monsters, I'm not going to lay them down. They're just going to move around regularly. So, in play today, we're going to be going up against 3 monsters. And each of these monsters, which is one of the fun things about this game, they all play differently. So the way you defeat them is different. It's not like, go here, bash them over the head with something. You have to do things before you can defeat them.
Okay.
So, let's talk about the monsters first. And you can give us their little backstory. It's on the side of the box. So let's start off with, who do you want to start off with?
The Wolfman.
So the Wolfman!
The Wolfman. Cursed by the bite of a changeling in wolf form, the Wolfman is helplessly driven by his savage animal instincts to hunt down his prey.
Wow, there we go. So we're going to go against the Wolfman. Shall I say what the Wolfman does in his stuff first, or shall we just carry on reading?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Wolfman is tormented by his form. We've got to develop an antidote and administer it to him. So the first thing we have to do, which is up here, is we have to discover the cure. Now, if we get to the laboratory, which is this little spot here, we can use clue kind of items, items we have to place on the little jars in here. Okay, and once we've got all 6 of these, we get to take the antidote. Then the next thing we have to do is we have to find him, and using items up to value of 6 or more, we can basically cure the Wolfman, and he's out the game.
Okay.
one thing to note about the Wolfman as well is he will put a hunted marker on the character that he wants to hunt, basically.
Okay.
And that will stay on that character for the rest of the game.
How is... Oh, it's only once then?
Only once, but the thing is,
Okay.
there's some cards in the event deck which basically will reference that.
Okay.
So let's move on to everyone's favourite vampire, Dracula. Or would you like to go to the mummy?
No, that's fine. The undead vampire Dracula rises from his coffin each night to feed on the blood of his victims, using his charm and hypnotic abilities to ensnare them.
Wow.
So don't look too closely at him. Right?
Don't look in his eyes. So Dracula is seeking blood. Destroy the 4 coffins so you can subdue him. I was struggling to read
I know,
that.
it's a caption.
So we've got in the graveyard, the crypt, the cave, and the dungeon. We have these coffins, and to destroy the coffins, you need to use items with value 6 or more. As soon as you destroy them, you flip them over and you put them on this board here.
Okay.
So these are the 4 areas he's sleeping in. So if we destroy all his resting places, we then have to go down to the second bit, find him, and use yellow items of 6 or more to put a stake through his heart.
Sounds good.
And then finally, the mummy, which my kids were very surprised wasn't a female.
Yeah. I have to say, that's my... Well, is it gender bias? Is that what we're calling it? But yeah, I thought it would be a female as well.
It was Boris Karloff back in the day, so unless he was hiding something, he was definitely a guy.
Who was it? What is your man?
With Tom Cruise?
No.
Or Brendan Fraser?
Brendan Fraser.
Oh, I can't remember the guy's name.
I don't know.
Imhotep or something, wasn't
Imhotep, yeah.
Imhotep. Something like that, right? But this isn't
Should we
that.
just put this aside and something instead?
Sure.
So, the mummy. An Egyptian high priest buried alive and brought back to life through an ancient life-giving scroll. The mummy will stop at nothing as he seeks the reincarnated soul of his beloved.
Wow.
Now, would you do that for me? Do you go seeking?
Maybe.
Would you stop at nothing?
I guess we'll find out.
Find my reincarnated soul.
So the mummy has...
You'd feel like you dodged a bullet and you'd just be done with it.
Thank God, finally over. So the mummy has risen. Decipher the tablet so you can return him to his tomb. Now, he's got quite an interesting little board here, because what we've got to do is we've got to go to the museum over here, and we can use 1 yellow item to basically move these around, and we have to get all these into the right spaces. So the 1 to the 1, the 2 to the 2, the 3 to the 3.
Do you have
4, 5,
to move
6.
them one at a time?
Yes, that's why there's a little hole in the middle there.
Oh.
So you'll be spending these items at the museum, and you will be able to move up to how many spaces is listed on there. Once you've done that, we can track down the mummy, and he's got a very high number you have to get, 9+ to be able to defeat him, because he's very strong at that point. It's also worth noting, all of them have a special action as well, but we'll get to that when we get to it, because I don't want to spoil the surprise for you.
What's this
thing
then here?
This here is going to be whoever is his beloved lost soul.
I can tell already it's going to be you.
Well, I reckon both these are probably going to be the one person.
Do you?
It could be. We're not going to be using any of the water in this. We don't have the creature from the Bat Lagoon, but it's worth noting there is another 3 kind of monster cards you have to beat. But we aren't playing with that. We're playing the standard difficulty here, which is 3 monsters. I've only ever played with 2 monsters, except for last night when I played with the kids, and we were very close to winning, but we did not win. It's the first time we haven't beat this game.
Oh no!
The kids
didn't enjoy that.
The kids enjoyed it, but they were just like, "Oh, we're very close." Okay, so I'm going to be... Well, you get to choose which one you want to be here. I shuffled all of them, and you have to draw them randomly. These are the 2 I got out. So who would you like to be? Would you like to be the archaeologist, or would you like to be the scientist?
I'd like to be the scientist, I guess.
Perfect. Okay, so the scientist starts off with the Institute, and she's got a passive ability where all the items she has are actually +1.
Oh, nice!
Yeah.
Okay, then.
So the archaeologist, who starts off in the docks, he can pick up items from an adjacent space. Now, we also have a perk card each. So these you can play during any hero phase. It tells you at the bottom when you can play these, actually. But for me, I can move a hero up to 4 spaces. It can be me, it can be you.
Oh. My special ability is each player draws and places 1 item from their item bag during any hero phase. Is that just a one-off?
Yes, a one-off.
Okay.
So it's also worth noting how you lose the game. So I said how we win it, we have to defeat these 3 monsters. You lose the game if the terror track ever gets up to this space here. The village is kind of abandoned because the monsters have overrun it. The other way you lose is if you ever run out of cards from the monster deck. So someone will take a turn, then the monsters have a turn, and then someone will take a turn, and the monster have a turn. And it keeps going on like that until the end of time.
Okay.
Now,
or until the end of the day.
Until the end of the yeah, exactly. So until the end of the day. So how do the monsters actually progress this? Well, they do that by attacking us or attacking the various different villagers who are going to appear during the game. And the villagers will appear at a particular place, but then we have to get them to wherever it is on top. So this guy here, Dr. Reed, I believe he's going to start on the Institute, and we have to get him to the camp. So you can guide him all the way up to the camp, and if you get him there, you get another perk card.
Okay. It feels like there's a lot of things to do.
There's a bit going on, I guess. But I guess
hop to it then.
Let's hop to it and see if we can do it in under an hour, because that's how long it says it takes you. Obviously, the first round I'll be explaining stuff as it goes, and I'm going to be the first player because I can show you what to do.
Fair enough.
Okay, so on your turn, there's several things you can do. I'll just quickly talk you through these, and then we'll just go into it. So the first thing is you can move to an adjacent space, taking any number of villagers with you. You can guide one villager to or from an adjacent space. You can pick up any number of the items that are currently in your space. You can share items between heroes in your space. You can advance a task. This is talking about these things here. You can defeat a monster, which is the second things on there. And you can do your special action if it's a special action. Yours is a passive ability, whereas mine is a special action. And you can always play perk cards.
How many actions do you have?
So your actions are up above here.
Oh, okay.
So we both have 4 actions, which are pretty good.
Are there some characters that have less?
Yes, there's one character who can basically teleport around the board. She only has 3. And there's one character, the mayor, who is in a wheelchair. She has 5 actions, but she doesn't have any special abilities.
Okay.
She just gets an additional action. So, I think my best bet is to go to the dungeon and destroy that. Okay, so my first action, I'm going to pick up these items.
You can pick out 3.
I mean, if you paid attention when I was just saying about how you're picking stuff up,
I
you're going to notice that. So, yeah, you pick up everything that's in your area. So that was one action to do that. Second action to move there. Third action to move here. And then for my final action, I'm going to use a 3 and a 3, which is 6+, to destroy his coffin in the dungeon. And these get discarded. Okay, so that's the end of my go. So we draw the top card from here, and this item here tells you how many items you're going to place on the board. So can you grab the item bag there and just get 2 items out?
Okay.
Okay, and that goes to the Institute.
Oh, that's where I am.
And that goes to the church, which is just there.
Okay.
Okay, then if the Invisible Man was in play, you do this, but we ignore that. Then we look at the icons along here from left to right, and you activate the monsters in this order. So we only have the mummy. So the mummy moves 1 space. And if there's anybody in that space, they would then roll 3 dice, which is pretty bad. Okay, and that's the end of my go. So it's now your turn.
Okay.
Any questions?
No, not so far.
Perfect.
So what am I best to do? Shall I just start collecting things?
So the 3 things we've got to do, obviously we've got to destroy stuff in the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Every item you have is an additional +1 on them. So you're good at things like the museum, you'll get an extra turn when you're moving things around. The laboratory, you can move straight there and place one of these things on here to try and help cure the Wolfman. And of course you're quite close to the graveyard, so you could potentially get some items. There's no really red items near you to do that, is there?
How many times can I pick stuff up?
So it's an action.
That's an action. So
action.
Okay, so
I can also move you 4 spaces as well. And you can also do that to place an item. We can get 2 more items out on the board from the offset if you want to do that.
Do you want me to do it?
Would you like to? I'm not out for playing this.
No, well, I haven't played this enough to know whether that would be beneficial at this point.
Items on the board are always good, I think.
Okay, let's do that then.
Okay, so it shows playing the overstock. So each player draws and places 1 item from the bag.
The 1 item I'm picking is the rapier.
It goes to the theatre, which is up there. And we've got some garlic in the inn.
Okay, great. So what I was thinking I will
Yes.
do, so I'll pick up these two things.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll move here,
Yep.
pick up this.
Yep.
So that's 3, right?
Yes.
And then I can use one more action to put these.
You can put one of them down. Yeah.
Doesn't matter which one now.
No. Okay, so one step closer to discovering the cure. Right, so there's your card.
The meeting.
So we ignore this bit here, so just put it on there so people can see what
Oh,
card
sorry.
you've got. So we got to draw 2 items out and place them on the board. We ignore this because we haven't got Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein. Sorry, Frankenstein's monster and the Bride of Frankenstein. Tower's just up there.
And then the barn.
Okay. So we don't have the creature from the lagoon, but we do have the werewolf. So the werewolf moves 2 spaces towards the nearest person, which is going to be you.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yep. And there's nobody else, so that's the end of his turn. Right, my go. So I'm in the dungeon.
Can I
Yes.
move past someone, or do I have
You
to
can move.
engage?
You can move through them.
Okay.
It's always a good idea to have these items on you because if they land in your space and they attack, you can use these to basically block out hits you have. Otherwise, if they hit you and you can't block it, then you go to hospital and this gets advanced by 1.
Okay.
Right, so I'm in the dungeon. It makes sense to try and pick up some of these red items, right? Because we're going to need them. So I'm going to move 1. I'm going to pick up this for 2. I'm going to move in here for 3 and pick up these for 4. And we have, dun dun dun, the ichthyologist. So we've got to place Dr. Reed at the Institute. And could you get me 3 items out, Chase? So Dr. Reed comes out. If I could find, there he is. So he starts there.
So the mansion is there. Institute and barn.
Okay.
Oh, I should have been escorting that guy, shouldn't I?
He's only just appeared.
All right.
So we don't have a creature from the lagoon, but we do have a creature with a frenzy marker on. So the frenzy marker starts on Dracula, and then at some point we'll be asked to move on to the next one, and that'll be the mummy, and then basically this means he's going to activate.
Okay.
So Dracula moves 1, and that's the end of his go. And the end of my go. Okay. And remember, I can move you 4 spaces if you want to go somewhere.
So I think, should I go somewhere? Where should I go? Should I drop my thing off at the lab, or do you think?
Yeah,
I
I
should
think
keep...
while you're there, it's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to use that. Drop one thing there, and then I'm going to keep this, obviously.
Okay.
Then I suppose I should try and get past these people, shouldn't I?
Okay. Are you going to try and take him with you, or are you going to?
But I have to go back for him.
You
do
don't, because you can guide 1 villager to or from an adjacent space, so you could basically move them onto your space if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll do that. So is that 1 action to move him onto a space? So that's 2 actions, and he needs to get to camp, which is where? Over there. So I guess I'll use my last 2 movements to just move, right? So 3, 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, the werewolf might be coming after me.
We'll see.
On the move. Oh no, sorry. So 3 items. Yeah?
Yep.
2, 3.
Yep, there's that for you.
And then Dracula is still in a frenzy. So he moves 3 spaces.
Move the frenzy marker to the next monster.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So that'll be the mummy, right?
Yep. So let's go to the mummy. And then move each villager 1 space towards their safe location.
Oh, so he's leaving me.
Yep.
And then
whoever's got the that's only 1 villager at the moment. And whoever's got the frenzy marker moves 3 spaces towards the nearest character and rolls 2 dice. The dice is just over there.
Am I rolling for the monster or for me?
The monster. Okay, so the monster hits you for 1, but you can discard your institute thing
Okay.
to get rid of that. Over here. They get reshuffled back in.
Okay.
Okay, my turn then.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm going to... Shall we try and get this guy to camp, yeah?
Let's do it. He's with you already, so you may as well.
So, I'm going to go 1. Oh, and I can head up towards the cave and destroy the next one because I've got enough. So, 2, 3. So, we've saved Dr. Reed, and he gives us a perk card. Skip the next monster phase. Draw and place 2 items from the item bag. We'll do that now because you're potentially going to get hit. So, yeah. Just draw 2 items. Thanks.
So, one at the church and at the tower.
For my final action, I'll move to the cave. Okay.
Do we not skip the monster phase now?
I do, yeah, sorry.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Wait,
that's your
is that
turn.
okay?
Yeah, you're right. No, that's exactly what we do. It's your turn.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm my best to carry on trying to collect blue items and get the Wolfman cured.
Well, yes, you could do that. The other option, you could come down to the museum and try and take a go at this.
Okay.
Or you could come up here to try to take some of these items.
I feel like I'm right in the midst of all the monsters. But yes,
really
let's
are.
go to the museum. Should I not collect something in case I get attacked again though?
It might be worth it.
So
What do you
1,
think?
2, 3, and then I could collect those, couldn't I?
Yeah, do you want to do that? And then maybe you could come down to the crypt to destroy it.
That's provided that Dracula doesn't move. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I'll collect those, and that's end of my turn, yeah?
Yep. So your card is 3 items. And Lucy appears. She appears at the mansion, which is where you are.
It's the theatre.
Oh, sorry. She wants to get. She wants to get to the mansion,
Lab,
but she's not going to get
the
to.
church, and the camp.
Okay, so Dracula activates first, and he moves forward 2 spaces towards his character. So that's going to be you, and you're rolling 1 dice shows. So he hits you.
I'll use my...
So
Fire
if you get rid of that, you won't be able to destroy the crypt next turn. But if you get rid of the yellow, you might be able to.
Oh, so okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll get
Yeah.
rid of my mirrored box.
Okay, so maybe Shogun's reflection. That's what freaked him out.
But he doesn't have a reflection.
Exactly, that's what freaked him out. I used to have a reflection. Okay, and now the frenzy monster moves. And he's going to move towards Lucy at the theatre.
Oh, I see.
And you're rolling 1 dice to see if he attacks. If he hits her. We are lucky. It's a miss. Okay, right, so I'm going to discard... Oh, there's a bit of a waste of high numbers here doing this though. But, okay, I'm going to discard these 2 to destroy the coffin in the cave. My first action. I'm then going to use this to move me up to where Lucy is to try to get her out of the mess she's in. And then I've got 3 actions left and she's trying to get to the mansion, isn't she? So I could just move straight to the mansion.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. So she's safe. Get another item, which is... Shall we do this? Skip the next monster phase?
Yeah.
Let's do it. And we draw 2 items from the bag and put onto the board.
So, in the precinct... Oops. And in the camp. The camp is...
That's the place to go if you want to be solving crimes... solving the tablet in the museum, right?
Sten, can I solve the tablet in the museum?
Yeah, but you need yellow items to do it.
Yeah, of which I don't have at the moment, so I can't
Yeah.
really do it.
I can't do it this turn, no.
Okay, grand. Right. So, my turn?
Yeah.
So, I'm going to move to the museum. Oh no, I should move to church, shouldn't I? To pick up these items.
Okay.
Yeah? There's no limit on how much you
No.
can. And then, so that's 2, no. 1, 2,
3 to pick up.
3.
You could move to the graveyard, maybe?
Oh yeah. Do I have enough? Yes, I do. Okay.
And now you draw a monster card.
One of those.
Yeah, and hopefully it's not a vampire. So, no items, the creature's not on it, but the werewolf moves 1 space towards where I am. Well, yeah. And the mummy moves 1 space towards me as well.
Which way would that?
It's equidistant, so whichever way you want to go.
Okay.
Okay, cool. What do you think I should do, Chase? I could get to the laboratory, place down the blue I've got.
And you could pick up that as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3. Should I pick up or should I drop off?
Drop off and then
Okay.
pick up and drop off next time, right?
4. Oh, we found Fritz. And he is at the tower. And Fritz needs to be taken to the Institute. He's a hurried assistant. The mummy moves 1 space towards him. And 3 items out on the board. Your turn.
Okay then. So for my first action, I'm going to use these 2 to destroy the coffin.
Excellent.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So this is at the graveyard, going over here.
Flip it.
Flip it. I was wondering why it didn't fit properly. Okay, so that's 1 action.
Yep.
I'm gonna go here and pick this up. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Do you want to move 1 more space, or are you happy staying where you are?
Is that not my?
No, you were in there. So you were in there, weren't you? So you used the thing to destroy that for 1 action, 2 to move in there, 3 to pick up. 1 action left. You don't have to do anything.
Well, will the wolf guy potentially attack me? But actually, it won't make any difference.
He'll
He's
attack
going to
you
attack me
wherever.
anyway. He's
Yeah.
going to attack me anywhere.
Okay, cool.
The hunt is on. Is that me that gets it?
Yeah, so 2 items come out. What's it say, Chase?
The hunt is on. If no hero has the hunted emblem, give it to the current player. Move the wolfman 3 spaces toward the hero with the hunted emblem. Well,
Okay.
he doesn't need to move at all, does he?
No, but you are now the hunted.
Okay.
And Dracula activates, so he's going to move towards you. He's going to attack for 2.
Oh, 2 dice.
Yep. Oh, nice.
Nice. I'm
And-
quick like the wind.
let's
That's
hope Fritz is as well, because now the mummy moves over here and he's going to attack Fritz.
Wait, 1?
2 dice. And Fritz is dead. We have had a first death in the village. Dun dun dun.
At times.
At times indeed. So I'm going to pick up this as an action because I can do it from adjacent locations. So I pick this up, then I'm going to place this down for 1 action, pick this up, place it down. So I've got 1 action left, I believe. So I'm going to move to the shop. 2 items out. We've got 1 at the lab, 1 at the tower. The mummy moves 1 space, and that's the end of the monster phase. Choice.
I'm going to move to the museum. Now, how do I solve this?
So you spend one of your items and you get +1 because of your ability.
Okay.
And you get to do that many moves.
Oh, nice.
So you've got 5 moves.
Okay. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this, so this isn't my kind of... You can't help me, can you?
I would just start moving things around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just move them around.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
You've got 5 movements.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Do you want to use another one?
Yes, please.
So you have another 5.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have another movement?
You got 1 action left. So you give me one of those items, so you got 3.
So far I've got 2 in the right places.
Yep.
haven't I? Okay.
So you got 3 more.
Can't do it this round, can I? So 1, 2. Oh. 3.
Okay, that's the end of your go. Are you having fun with the puzzle?
I just wish I was better at those kind of things. On the move.
So the frenzy marker moves to the Wolfman. And we've got something at the docks. We've got something at the camp. The camp is a place to go as something brewing in the inn. And move each villager 1 space towards their... We don't have any villagers because they're all dead. And then...
Only Fritz is dead.
Only Fritz. And the Wolfman moves towards the hunted. And he's going to roll 2 dice. Okay, so you can negate that with your yellow item.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay.
I feel like I should be trying to run from him, but it's kind of pointless. Right?
Yeah.
If you can...
What do you want me to do?
Where are you?
I'm over here at the shop.
So we need another 2. Blue 2.
Blue 2. Okay, right. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll do it, right?
Yeah?
And then we need to be collecting reds to actually vanquish him. 2 items, unfortunately. Your buddy's going to come after... Well, you got 2 buddies after you. So you have a laboratory and a precinct. So laboratory and the precinct. So first of all, Dracula moves. He can smell the blood in the air. And he's rolling 2 dice. And you are knocked out. So the terror moves on 1. Dun dun dun. And now Wolfman activates.
How do I die?
You die when we all die as a cooperative game. So they find your body and resuscitate you.
So next round, can I just get up and go again?
Yeah, it's your turn. You just start in the hospital.
Oh, I'm in the hospital.
It's not a great place to be at the moment, is it?
It's not. So I suppose I should be going up towards the camp?
Yeah, I just leg it, hot-foot it to the camp. That's probably your best bet at this point.
1, 2, 3, 4. But then is it the best, or should I try and go to the precinct? Or somewhere where there's a few more weapons?
So we can... I think we need to get... Up to you, really. I think we need to get rid of them first. Like, get through these things first before we worry about the reds.
Okay, grand.
The only other red thing we need to do to begin with is this crypt over here. Cool. So
maybe I should have gone. Oh, I don't have anything to. So nothing comes up. Sunrise. Place Dracula at the crypt.
that's the only place he's got at the moment.
Lovely. Then there's the frenzy.
Wolfman moves forward 1 space towards the nearest person, which of course
Is me.
is you.
Does he move again because I'm
No.
marked?
No, only when you get that Hunters on card when he moves 3 spaces.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
I believe so.
So we're going to solve this. We have got the antidote. Huzzah!
Where do you need to go to?
We need to get to him and
Oh.
do 6 damage.
Well then. Best get collecting your reds then.
So that was 1 action. Do we need more blues?
Was it one?
Yeah, I was already in here. I put that on there for 1 action.
Okay.
2, 3, 4. I'll try and do that down there, yeah?
Okay.
Can I do that in 3 actions?
I think you can.
5, 2. No. It's going to be a bit more than 5. 3 actions, I think. Okay, so the monsters. So nothing. The creature about to gun goes back. The Wolfman moves 1. And he attacks with 3 dice, shows. Okay, so what's his special ability? Every person in the Wolfman space is hit. But I don't think... Sorry, I have to refer to the rules here. I don't think your act that counts as a hit. I just need to double check that. Yes. 1 hit goes through, which means, unfortunately, you're back at the hospital. Dun dun dun! And then he activates again. So he moves 1 space towards the nearest person, which is down this way. Your turn, shows. You could come to the museum as well, pick that tablet up and try to solve it.
No, it's better to leave that for you, isn't it? Because you could do it. You could try, you could use your item.
Oh, I've got that as well, haven't I, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
You could use your item and then you could pick that up and then use that, right?
Yeah. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna go shop and pick up a weapon. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So 3 items out. What happens if we run out of
Items?
items?
They get reshuffled.
Okay. Oh, that's a good place to go.
It is. And the museum's just got a new thing come through from the exhibition there. Elizabeth starts in a mansion. Oh, which isn't good because Frenzy Wolfman's going to start and he's rolling 2 dice, shows.
Oh.
Elizabeth. Oh, never mind. Hey, nice. Safe at last. Whose turn is it?
Yours.
My turn. Okay, so I'm going to pick these items up for 1 action. And then I'm going to use this for my 2nd action. So I think I have to go... No.
So you can't really do it without, because I messed it up, so...
I forgot to move more than those 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so let's go.
5 can go into the right place.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can do this now. That's my 2nd action. I get 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then this to do 2 is my final action. 1, 3. And we only have 2 actions left and we've done it then.
Yeah.
Okay, I should have gone there though and got rid of her. Because the Wolfman's going, reincarnated soul. He thought it was going to come to me. If no hero has the soul signal sign, give it to the current player. Move the hero with the soul sign 3 spaces towards the mummy. I'm drawn to him, shows. I can't help it. And Dracula activates. Oh no, first it's the Wolfman. Good old Wolfie. He's going to roll 2 dice. And murder Elizabeth. Elizabeth is gone. Dun, dun, dun. Then Dracula moves forward 1 space. He doesn't like what they're serving at the Abbey.
They're serving steaks.
They're serving steaks. Okay, it's your turn now. Shos, if that's even your real name.
You know it's not. Can I take items off you?
Yeah, if you're in the same space as me, but I don't have any items.
The formula.
The formula is just generic. It's with everybody.
Oh!
I believe so, anyway.
Then can I not go to the mansion and give it to the...
Oh no, you do have to have the cure, sorry.
Do we have to be in the same space?
You have to be in the same space as me to share something.
Because the werewolf is coming to me.
I think, can I give you an option?
Please do.
I think you should get up to the barn and just get all of those
weapons,
all those red things.
Well, that was my plan in the first place, but now I feel like I'm just delaying things and I need to be more proactive.
I think that is being proactive. If you get up to the barn, get those high level weapons, and then I can give you the... Because he's going to be moving towards you anyway.
Should I get it off you as I go?
Would
that be
no,
an action?
It would be an action to take it off me.
Okay.
I'd say not to, because you want to pick those items up in case he comes for you.
Yeah, okay, so 1, 2, 3, and pick them up.
All the reds.
All the reds. Oh, I can't lift them.
Why can't I hold all these items?
I know.
And we have a new thing happening.
No item cards, so first it's Wolfman,
And he moves forward 1.
then Frenzy.
Okay.
That's it.
So we're going to do your little plan there. So I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to give you the cure.
Okay.
For 3. And then can I have one of these items off you?
No.
Can I share it something?
No.
Can I have 2? Can I
I've been
have...
knocked out that many times.
Can I have 2 of the 4s?
2 of the 4s, you can.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Thank you. Cool, that's me then. And we have 2 items on the board. The mummy's activating, so he's coming for us. Okay, so we've got the mansion, we've got the tower, the mummy moves, and he's rolling 3 dice because he loves me. Not that much.
Man.
Maybe he saw in my eyes and was like, "You're so beautiful, I cannot kill you."
What kind of an accent is that?
It's a mummy accent. It's actually ancient Egyptian.
Is
They
it?
spoke perfect English with a strange, weird accent.
It's very 90s mummy, isn't it?
Imhotep. Okay, so we're in a position where you can take out the Wolfman.
Oh, I can. So I go to him.
Hmm.
I mean, he's been coming to me. Surely I should just wait, right? Alright, if he gets off my head. So 1, 2. Do I throw this on them?
Yeah, so you got to discard something that's value 6 or more. You can do multiple items.
I'll just do the one.
So you basically shoot the cure as it goes over his head. All these items get discarded.
I use my rifle.
Do you think you point the gun at him and say, "Drink that or I'm going to kill you"? And he's like, "Sure."
No, because
Or-
he's an animal. He wouldn't be able to follow that, right?
Okay, so all these things.
You shoot him first, and then as he's lying dying, you say, "Drink this, it'll heal you."
Okay, Beauty and the Beast style, I like it. Okay, you have 1 action left. And as you notice...
Do I? Oh, that's nice.
I mean, can I suggest something?
I want to
What would
go
you like to do? You tell me.
I want to go and get the coffin destroyed, but I think I'm going to be taken out. Are there any villagers on there?
There's nothing on here
because
at the
they're all
moment.
dead.
They're not all dead. We have still got 5 people left to come out.
So should I pick up something else and then move towards the coffin, or should I just start moving towards and risk it?
Can I suggest something?
Yes, please.
I think you should just move towards this bridge here and come down this way, because we've got the yellow things we need for this, and you've got the red things on you to get that. You also need yellow things to actually kill Dracula in the end. You need 6 or more to kill him.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realise that. Well, then should I not head up to camp? Well, I'll go to the bridge anyway. That's my last
You've got,
move.
yeah. You've got to go
Then
there
I'll
anyway.
decide.
Okay. So, if no hero has a soul sign, give it to the current player. Move the hero with a soul sign 3 spaces towards the mummy. I'm already there. We ignore the Wolfman. Dracula moves forward 1 space. And that is the end of the monster's turn. So, whereas the Wolfman moves towards people, the mummy just keeps bringing me back. Okay, so we need yellows and reds at this point, don't we? And I've got some reds. What would you like me to do, Shos? What do you think?
Well, could you go to the inn?
Okay.
It's quite a long way,
1,
though.
2, 3.
Oh, yes! Special move. What's my special ability?
You get a +1 to these items.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come in here for 4. Hello.
Hello!
I'm the last stand on the bridge as Reincarnated Soul. Sorry.
Oh, seriously?
Yep, I move straight back to the mummy 3 spaces, and Dracula is on the move. He comes towards you. He's rolling 2 dice. And he hits you for 1. So you've got to discard 1 of your items. You're going to go behind him and smash up his crypt, aren't you?
I can't now. Oh, wait, I can because I've got +1.
You do have +1. It's your go.
One, 2. Should I collect or should I collect after? Oh, I'll collect after I've smashed up his crib, right?
Yeah, his crib.
3. What is crypt?
I'll let you do the honours. Flip it. So we both destroyed 2 of those each, didn't we?
Well, teamwork, Adam. That's
So
what
now-
it looks like.
Now we just have to kill Dracula with the stakes, I guess.
Yeah, so do I have to be on the same space?
Yeah, you have to be in the same space as him. In Dracula's space, you use 6+ items of yellow variety to defeat him.
So that's all of my actions, isn't it? 3 items. Prof Pearson comes out to the cave.
Oh, Dracula's next.
Where is he going to?
He needs to get to the museum. Okay.
Okey-doke.
So 3 items. We've got graveyard, we have the camp, and we have the laboratory. And everyone activates. So the mummy attacks me for 2 shows. I've got a lot of items I can chuck at him. Oh, nice. And then Dracula moves forward 2 spaces right to Pearson and rolls 2 dice. You are getting some very nice rolls there.
That's quite handy.
Okay. Right, so am I just running to the museum at this point? With my yellow items? Because we just need 3 to be able to beat that.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, Pearson might have just bit the bullet. Hypnotic gaze. Move the hero or villager closest to Dracula 3 spaces towards him. Well, he's already in a space with the villager. The mummy is sad because I left, so they're coming after me. And that's about it. And we have 2 items. We have something at the tower, and we have something at the precinct. Okay, Shos.
One,
2.
2. 3. I'll take 1 just in case. 4. Okay.
Okay, so. Two items?
2 items out. We don't have any monsters.
Nobody moves, so we've got the
Nice.
barn and the shop. Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
That was quick. So, 1 to move there. Second one to do 2. We've done it. So now 3, 4.
Nice.
Just enough to kill him.
Do you?
Yeah, you need 9 or more.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And I have 10.
Grand.
Okay, we can do this.
Don't say that.
3 items. Wilbur and Chick appear here. So they're a stand-in for Abbott and Costello, if you know who they are.
They were the aliens in Arrival.
Is that what they called them in Arrival?
Yeah,
Okay.
wasn't it?
I can't remember, it's been a while. Pearson's getting attacked. And place the current player's hero on Dracula's space.
Oh, do you have enough yellows? No.
No, I don't.
It's alright, I'll come and help you in a minute.
Save me!
Okay, is it my turn?
Yeah, it is. And you can just take this punk out.
Can I? Oh, I can. I thought it was too far away. 1, 2, 3. Die!
You gonna stake him?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna use a stake and a music
a mirrored
box?
box.
A mirrored box.
No, I'm gonna use 2 stakes.
Just to be sure.
Well, it's 6 plus.
1 in the head, 1 in the...
On the chest. I don't think 1 in the head would do very much, so it's a good thing you're not killing the vampires here, isn't it?
So, Dracula is no more.
Yay!
So, his whole board's disintegrated like his evil clutch over this region. And we just have 1 bad guy left.
We can do this.
The hunt is on. 2 items come out. So the graveyard and the museum. So Lummy moves 1 space towards us. Which is fine by me. Okay, it's my turn, isn't it?
I have nothing to offer you, otherwise I'd
You don't need to.
give you some weapons. I know, but
1,
just in case.
2, 3. See you later, Mummy. I pitchforked him, put a trap in the ground. Put the trap there first, he got caught. Pitchforked him, and then I threw a dart at his head. Headshot.
Just for good measure.
Just for good measure. And that's it, guys. We have won. Horrified. So, we have just played Horrified. And by we, I mean us. We did do it.
I'm glad to be included for once in your we.
Straight off the bat, gut feeling shows. What do you think to this game?
Yeah, it was grand.
It's grand.
It was grand, yeah.
For those who don't speak Irish, that means it's okay, right?
Yeah. I'm not absolutely in love with it. I think it's a good game, solid. Yeah, I'd play it again.
Should play it again?
Yeah.
There we go.
What about you?
My gut feeling.
How was your first attempt at playing with an adult?
Well, it was very frustrating. No.
Yeah, it probably felt like you were still playing with the kids, having to explain the rules to me so many times, right?
No, not too bad. It was fun playing with an adult. There was more kind of strategy. It wasn't me kind of I try not. This is a game that can suffer alpha player, and I'm always really aware that I don't want to be alpha player in games because it's not fun for anybody. And when I play with the kids, I try not to alpha player with young children, but sometimes they do need some help. So it's more of a Jedi mind trick to try and get. Not that my children are weak-minded, but
I mean, it sounds like.
But no, more of a nudge in the right direction as opposed to you need to move 3 spaces and do this.
I kind of felt like I needed that though, and I appreciate that you were really trying not to alpha player me, but it felt like there was a lot of options, a lot of things to do, and I think I kind of struggled to figure out what I needed to do first. And I guess that's kind of the positive of the game as well, is that there were lots of options, there were lots of things that you can do. You're never really completely stuck. Though I did feel like I was crossing or very close to the monsters all the time.
They were after you. That
They
wolf
really
man.
were.
He had the scent.
Yeah.
So let's go through our gut reactions to this.
Yeah.
You think it's okay? I quite enjoy it. This isn't something I get all the time, but I think it's nice.
It's a decent game. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about components. So let's go artwork first. So this is the thing. And did you notice on the front? I don't know if you've seen the front. Have you seen the skull? There's the eyes. There's the nose.
Oh, I see.
So there's like a skull on the front.
That picture with the old woman and the young woman.
Yeah, you can't tell which is which, right? So artwork for this. The box itself, Jamie will appreciate this because Jamie's a fan of lovely boxer. It's lovely. It's got all these little stories on the side for all your bad guys. Because the thing is, when I play with my girls, they've obviously not seen this old kind of like early film of horror films. So because they're young and they wouldn't really sit through a black and white movie, I don't think.
No.
Actually, they might. But yeah,
also probably a little bit scary for them.
Yeah, it's probably a little scary. So like they don't know who the mummy is or who Claude Rains would have been playing Invisible Man and stuff. So like it's as that's fine. So I'll like kind of be like, oh well, this is this, but it's nice they've got little kind of snippets because the people who will be playing this these days probably haven't seen many of the old classic Universal movies. All they've probably seen is some Brendan Fraser mummy stuff, which is great, and of course the Tom Cruise mummy stuff, which isn't so good.
I would say though they're such classic villains, bad guys. What do you call them?
Monsters. Universal
monsters. That was the word I was looking for. Actually, thank you. They're such classic monsters that everyone knows of them, even if they haven't seen any.
Yeah,
because I don't think I've seen many of the original films or any of them.
But you know enough about them, right?
Yeah.
Like, and they're kind of archetypes, aren't they? They're like, oh,
exactly.
this is apart from the Creature of the Black Lagoon, which is a little more. Not many people are aware of that one. So, like the Back to the Future game, you do have a little kind of like warning on here. So instead of a letter from Doc Brown, you've got like it looks like this would be at the very start of a movie.
Yeah.
Like it come up on there. So.
For faint-hearted is basically what they're saying.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You can read it, thank you.
So the board.
So I would say that
if I can open it.
The board and the artwork on there kind of pales in comparison to some of the other artwork.
Okay.
I do like the board, but I found it really difficult to find where places were.
Yeah.
And then also there's a lot of these intersections, which are obviously still a space, but it took me a minute to figure out which directions I needed.
Yeah, like I played this, I don't know, over 10 times, which is rare for games in my collection. But no.
Well, the rest is gathering dust.
Just gathering dust. So like I know what you mean. It's there's a lot of locations on there.
And there are a lot of tokens and items to put out. And
yeah.
I mean, you did it in a fraction of the time that it was taking me to put out items, and it was just...
But that's just because I played it more than you. Like, if we was in a game of Pandemic, for instance, people generally would know where locations are or have an idea because of where they are in the world and what colour the disease blocks are putting out. But yeah, like, I agree with you. There's a lot of locations on there, and some of the... When you first come to this game, it can be a bit hard to figure out what's linked up and stuff.
I have to say that we'll come into gameplay in a minute anyway, so.
Okay, so the rulebook is really nice because it's quite a large rulebook, because one of the selling points of this is the fact that all the monsters are different. So you have different kind of objectives depending on which monsters you're doing, which is kind of the selling point. At the same time, like, it kind of put you off a bit tonight, didn't you? Because there was a lot of different things going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, lovely rulebook.
I do like that the monsters all had different criterion. So we didn't play with any of those, but I will show, because this is the Bride of Frankenstein.
There's Frankenstein himself, Frankenstein's monster.
Right. And as the kids have demonstrated, you can hook them up together and
like
they can have a little dance around the place.
Yep, so you can do that. They kind of, my kids do it better than I do. There we go. So you can have a little dance with them. The kids figured that out in about 3 seconds of getting out of the box. So that's pretty good. But yeah, it's nice. They're all got all kind of good little miniatures, plastic. Everything else is standees in this game. So it's nice that they kind of just push the boat out to do some plastic miniatures in there. And I've seen online some people have painted them as well, and they look really nice. So there's a lot of detail on. Then the character boards. What did you think of these?
They're lovely. I really think the artwork on the character boards and the what were the items, but then also the villagers. I think they were really detailed and.
So let's get some of the villagers out. So there's a couple there. And then here's some you didn't see here as well, show. So there's the professor's character.
Oh yeah.
Really nice kind of artwork on these. What are you looking for?
So I wanted to find these two because I thought they were just really good, like little. So these are two that we played with. So this one was Fritz, who he starts off. Where does he start off? Or we're trying.
He starts at the tower, I believe.
We're trying to get him to the institute. And then we're also we've got Elizabeth out, and she was like the worried fiance or something. And it's very, the artwork is very
thematic.
Fitting. Yeah, very thematic. I feel like we should start a drinking game for every time we say the word thematic. You have to take a shot.
So yeah, so the artwork on the cards as well.
Yeah.
So you've got like stuff like this, like where you're going up against Dracula and stuff.
And even the back of the cards, they're simple, but they've got a nice. Oh yeah. Form of the bat.
Former employer.
Yeah, they've got.
Employer, yeah. The meeting, like it's really nice artwork, and it's very thematic for the whole kind of thing, really.
The woods, yeah.
And then, sorry.
With these what is it?
Cards?
Monster cards, I guess they are, aren't they? I feel like they could have. I don't know how, but I feel like they're a little bit complicated. Just a tad, because at the top you have the item number, so how many items need to come out. Then you have the actual spiel, and then depending on what monster comes out, the spiel may or may not be relevant. And then you also have at the very bottom, it says what order the monsters move, and obviously some of them aren't on the board, so you're not playing with them. So I suppose short of them adding a load more cards, or I don't know, it just felt like it was quite a lot, and I think if you hadn't been playing with me, I definitely would have missed out on quite a few of these things.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Also, component-wise, it's worth noting that you get stuff like this hunted token. There with the scarab beetles, like numerical scarab the beetles we had to move around on the mummy's board, and then also these overlay tiles which come onto certain spaces on the board depending on who you get out. So component-wise, let's just have a quick look at the boards as well. One thing you didn't know is on the back of the board, it tells you how to set up every single monster in the game, which I think is quite handy to have that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the boards are really, really quite nice. I mean, it's thin card on here. They're not like thick card for everything else. But I really like the fact that they're all nice and thematic. They've got lovely artwork on them.
Yeah.
And they all do something different as well, which is quite cool. Like these guys we didn't play with tonight, you have to meet them up and they have to fall in love. That's what you're trying to do. And the little man, he's doing crimes all over the city, so you have to basically find the clues to solve it. And then the creature from that lagoon, you've got a boat that's slowly moving up here, and you have to be playing items to get him to get to the base to catch him. So yeah, so I think it's component-wise. What do you think?
Yeah, I do really like it. I really like the artwork. I really like the monster cards actually, and that they kind of show you what your quest is for each individual monster, and you tick them off as you go essentially, don't you? So you can. It's
very visual.
Yeah, and at a glance you know how much extra you need to defeat someone. Those kind of things. Yeah. So what do you think?
So for me, the components in this are amazing. They're amazing. I love the chunkiness of some of those tokens. I love the fact that you've got like specific tokens for specific bad guys, like the Wolfman has a little antidote thing, and like scarab beetles. And yeah, like I just think it's really like all of it is really nice. They put a lot of effort into the production values here,
Absolutely.
and the dice as well are perfectly fine as well. Some custom engraved dice for you. So component wise, for me, this is a winner. Like this is really good.
It is really nice.
So that's components. Let's talk about gameplay.
So, coming to this game new, and I would say that I am quite tired today.
There's a little asterisk here, which shows he's tired.
Shows he's tired, so shows isn't like fully functioning here. But at the same time, I feel like if I was playing this with someone who hadn't played it before, I'd find it quite overwhelming to try and explain it all. And I think it helped that you've obviously played this so many times. Once we got into it, I really enjoyed it, and like I said, I really like that all of the monsters have their own different ways of being beaten, and you have to really be quite adaptable, and there's a lot going on, but at the same time, there's a lot going on. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's not the easiest game to pick up from the offset.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a few attempts to get through the rules, but then I kind of glance over rule books and then go back when I'm playing them, because I kind of learn by playing.
Yeah.
And when I'll be playing, I'll be like, this seems really easy, and then I'll look and go, oh, I'm only supposed to put one item down when I'm moving all the like scarab beetles around, as opposed to 6.
Yeah.
That's why I can do it in a turn. I think this is definitely something you do have to spend a little bit of time just to make sure you've read all the rules in there, because there's a few rules in there which are easy to miss. Like the fact, if there's a single item icon and a multiple one, there's a reason why they look different. It's not just because they're just different. There is reasons for everything in these board games. So I think, it's not the easiest thing to pick up. The learning curve isn't like, you can't just run with this. I think you do need to have a look at it.
Yeah.
But it's fairly easy to teach once you play this a few
I
times.
was about to ask you that. Did you feel like it was a lot of hard work, or?
No, I didn't feel as hard. I don't feel it's hard work, and especially as you're tired tonight, like I didn't have to repeat myself a lot. It was.
I do think if there were more people playing, it would have taken us quite a bit longer, and there would have been a lot of repetition of the rules. I did feel though that this game is really well balanced.
Yeah?
Yeah, I honestly, I didn't know at any one point whether we were going to win or lose. Like it was very good. It was quite interesting and exciting, and you could kind of get quite tactical with it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of cooperation and those kind of things. So I thought that worked well.
Yeah, I think
it did feel really
I
good.
think you're right. It's quite balanced, and I play with the various different combinations of these monsters, and they always do kind of balance themselves out a little bit. And I think gameplay wise, I love the fact they're different as well. So it's not like coming to the game and you know what you're going to be in for, because if you wanted to, you could randomly just select a couple of monsters and go against them, or you could just pick your favorites and stuff. And it's very adaptable for younger children as well. Like I say, I play with my kids. And it's fairly, like, the theme isn't too scary. It's monsters, and it's kind of like fun. They're not thinking about the monsters are killing these people in the village. Like, oh, this person's deaded or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
don't
fine.
Think about them like being mauled apart.
No, they're not thinking about the actual physicality of what's going on here.
And it's not gruesome. There's no real chat about that, is there?
No, there's not like any cards you read like gruesome detail or any like bodies or anything. It's all fairly kind of.
That person's dead and disappeared off the board.
It's kind of like a Saturday morning breakfast cartoon, I'd say. It's that kind of level of violence and stuff. It's perfectly fine in my opinion. There's probably lots of parents out there be like, this is ridiculous. But yeah, so overall, I think the gameplay's pretty good. I agree with you with a bigger player count. It could take longer to do this, and it also will serve alpha players.
Absolutely.
Because as you're looking at one of these boards, you are sometimes thinking a turn or 2 turns ahead sometimes, depending on how invested you are in this. And some people can get very invested in these kind of board games, as opposed to, I get a little invested, but I'm just enjoying sitting down playing a game with somebody. But yeah, if you have someone who suffers from analysis paralysis, so they take a long time on their turns to weigh up every single option, or you have someone who's an alpha player, then it could kind of take away some of the enjoyment from this game. So that's gameplay. So I think we've kind of covered pretty much everything here. So for you, is this I can go first if you like. Is this a play A buy or avoid?
I would say play.
Yep.
Yeah, if you can, get yourself someone who's already played it, make it a bit easier. But no, I actually, I know I said when I started it's grand, but actually when I think about it, I'd quite like to play it again. I would like to see how it plays with a couple more people as well, and now that I kind of understand the core components, I think because I did feel like I had a bit of analysis paralysis and there were so many things to do and what do I do first. But I think next time I play it, I will I'll be a bit more able to enjoy it and just think about what I
Not
need
as stressful.
to do. Yeah.
So you'd recommend people to play this game?
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't rush out and buy it, but actually it is a really nice board game. There's, like we said, that the artwork is great and everything in it actually is pretty good. I haven't even done a nitpick yet, have I?
What shows is a nitpick? Is there nothing that you can nitpick about this?
Oh, I'm sure there is. Oh, I suppose having the cards that don't relate to the monsters that you're playing with.
So your nitpick is the fact that you can have some cards in there which don't relate to the monsters you're playing with. Yeah, okay.
And just that it would be confusing for people, because I was confused by it, but yeah.
I guess you could, like, house rule it, you take those cards out at the beginning of the game, which would make it more difficult.
Really, because if you're trying to get, if the game ends as soon as you get to the end of that monster, the cards for them, and you get rid of all of the ones, and because there's multiple different combinations of monsters, then
that's why they can't do it.
You'd end up with like two
cards. Was it the middle bit that was annoying you, or the bottom bit, which moves?
Some of it, well, mainly the middle bit, because there were some times where we just skipped over the middle bit altogether.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that was especially clear of which monster it was related to. But then again, maybe it's just because I'm used to it. I think that's
probably because you knew, because all of them have a particular colour on them.
Yeah. I did pick up on that, because the mummy one is kind of a light brown,
yellowy brown,
yeah. So I did pick up on that, but yeah.
Okay, but so it's a play from you.
Yeah.
So from my perspective, this is definitely a play. I would say this is, once we're able to socialise and stuff, and if you see us in a board game cafe, this would be a perfect thing to sit down at a board game cafe, because it's not too deep strategy wise, but it's still deep enough that you can have a fun time. Yeah. I would say this is better than Pandemic if you're sitting down to start playing a game, like at a board game cafe. Like Pandemic's a good one to start with people who aren't used to games, but if you've definitely played this game before, I'd like get this out for people, because I'd be like, let's have a go at this, and it's something different, and it's fun with monsters, and it's like the components are lovely in it, the art's great.
You don't have to worry about all the cubes.
No cubes to worry about, you know. And it would be a buy if you are looking for a game that you can play with younger children, because you definitely can play this with younger kids. Or if you like kind of horror games, there's a game called Arkham Horror, which is quite deep and quite long. This, I feel, is a light version of that. You can get it done very quickly, as opposed to Arkham Horror, which can take you an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. If you've got all the expansions that my brother has, you can have a whole day doing it. And it's not the theme's not too kind of horrific like kind of Cthulhu can be. And there's so I just say buy this if you're after a fun horror game that's co-op game that's light and not too deep. But so that kind of that's kind of covered everything we want to talk about. We're kind of telling you what we're going to film next, because it gives us time to learn the rules, and by us I mean I.
That means I can't back out of it, right?
And you just can't back out of it. So that's a bonus. So I'm going to have to pull this up, this weighty thing. So next time, and I'm going to regret moving this because all the pieces have fallen out of the place that I put them, we're going to be playing Post-Human Saga by Mighty Boards. This was sent to us a review copy, and yeah, big fan of Mighty Boards. Quite enjoyed Vengeance, which is a game they made, which we've played before, believe it or not. Which shows
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it's above your head right now as we speak. It's the Quentin Tarantino style one.
Oh yeah.
So look at that. This is a post-apocalyptic survival board game, and we're going to give this a go next time. This isn't going to be a cooperative one. This is going to be competitive. Right. So claws are out. But it's going to be a longer one, so if you don't enjoy our 20-minute videos, then next time you're really not going to enjoy it, because it's going to be at least an hour and 45 minutes, probably maybe 2 hours depending. So that's our weekend planned. So thank you for watching this. If you've noticed us make any mistakes in our gameplay, then please put some comments below, and I'll add a mistakes were made section. And yeah, you can find us on various different social medias: Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube. And I've been Adam.
And I'm Shos.
And until next time, guys, stay safe and keep rolling.